Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to everyone tuning in. It's the 13th of November, 2025, and we are about to embark on a really profound and I think pretty intricate deep dive.
Walaikum assalama. Intricate is definitely the right word.
Our focus today is the spiritual science of dreams, consciousness, and what is even real, all based on the incredible insights of Dr. Maqsood Azeemi, mostly from his work, Lohul Qalam.
Yeah, and I think our mission here is to really, dissect Dr. Saab's analysis. We want to get past just the definitions and understand the actual mechanics of spiritual senses, of movement, and especially the laws of dream interpretation.
Though I have to talk about that specific example he uses.
Oh, absolutely. The crying child dream from Maktub Durrani. It's foundational.
Okay, so let's start where Dr. Saab says we have to start at the foundation. Identifying the Al-Insan, the original human. He says that getting to know this real self, it all begins with the senses of Roya.
The dream senses, exactly. And that's tied directly to this very difficult concept of why humans are called zalimin, oppressors.
Which sounds so harsh. It's not about oppressing other people, is it?
Not necessarily, no. It's about self-oppression. Dr. Saab explained that we diverted from our original state, which was, governed by the Ruke Hawaz, the senses of the soul itself.
So there was a descent.
A huge descent, a tanazul. The soul first descended into the senses of the Nazma, you could call it the astral body, maybe. And only after that did it get fully immersed in the physical senses, the Mahdi.
And that deviation, that choice to focus on the physical?
Yeah.
That's the oppression.
That's it. You're oppressing your own vast potential by choosing the narrow physical world. That's why Qalander Baba Auliya's first instruction, and this is the basis of the system Dr. Saab's Murshid, Khwaja Shamsuddin Azimi, taught, was always, know the asal insan, master the roya ke hawaz.
Which brings us to the Kaskor game, as Dr. Saab called it, the back and forth between shower, consciousness, and lashar, the unconscious.
Right, and shower is, to put it simply, just organized information. It's the data that your waking mind has arranged and filtered based on its own rules.
So it's organized, but it's also biased.
Precisely. Whereas lashar is where information exists in its pure divine arrangement. It's totally independent of our mental filing system. So the whole spiritual exercise is to consciously, voluntarily drag the roya ke hawaz, which live in the lashar, into your waking state, your baidari.
You're trying to bridge the gap between your little filing cabinet and this, infinite divine cloud server.
That's a great way to put it. And to do that, you need to change your focus, which Dr. Saab actually breaks down into two types of movement, the triangle and the circle.
We saw as Dara.
Yep. This is where it gets tangible. Let's start with the Dara, the circle. It's a movement that's always changing direction, every single point, but, and this is the key, it stays constantly attached to a central point, markaz.
Okay, so it's like an orbit, or like deep meditation where you keep bringing your focus back to one thing.
It is the very essence of spiritual focus. Dr. Saab mentioned his Murshid, Khwaja Shamsuddin Qasimi, taught that someone reciting Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum achieves dominance of this Dara motion. Their mind is constantly returning to that one central point. That is spiritual stability.
So if the circle is stability, then the triangle, the musalas, must be our normal, everyday, scattered attention.
100%. The triangle only changes direction after covering a big distance. Think about how you look around a room. You look at your phone, then you shift your entire focus to the door, then to the window.
Right, there's separate, distinct movements.
Exactly. They are not tethered to a central point. That's our fragmented waking consciousness. We're just not connected to the markaz day to day.
And that fragmentation probably explains why our dreams are so weird and complicated. Dr. Saab said it's because of a qaid ki derahain, the knots of belief in our conscious mind.
That is the absolute key to interpretation. When pure information, the Attila, flows in from the lashar, it hits these knots, our biases, our personal symbols, our beliefs. And our shower just slaps a subjective picture on it.
Can you give an example of that?
Sure. He said the raw information might be about, say, high blood pressure. But one person's shower might interpret that as an image of fire because they connect pressure with heat. Another person might see a green color because of some totally personal association they have.
Wow. So the spiritual reality is pure, but our mind is like a program that auto-tags it with the wrong images based on our own settings.
You've got it. And that's why Tabir interpretation is essential. You have to decode the picture to get back to the original information, the Asal Attila.
So how do we get better at decoding?
Well, Dr. Saab talked about the difference between the Ankh, the physical eye, and the niga, the spiritual gaze. The gaze works when you're awake and when you're asleep. He used that great example from Qalander Baba Auliya about visualizing the London Tower.
Right, the focus exercise.
Yeah. When you first try to picture it, the image is hazy, isn't it? But Qalander Baba Auliya taught that if you apply focused attention to Wajo, you strengthen the nega, and the image becomes crystal clear. It proves deep vision is possible just by cultivating your inner gaze.
And it's that kind of clarity, that strong niga, that unlocks the meaning of that dream from the Maktub Jarami. We should definitely spend some time here.
We have to. It's the case study that sets the stage for everything.
Okay, so the murid, the disciple, dreams he's sitting with his murshid, Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi. And in the dream, he's crying and he's asking, where is my mother?
It's such a powerful image. And Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi's analysis is just beautiful. He breaks down the three elements: the murshid, the murid, and the mother. The mother, he explained, isn't just, a parent. She represents the point of origin, a crossroads in life where countless paths begin.
So the soul is crying because it's lost
Yeah.
and looking for its starting point. It's asking for a map.
It's asking for guidance, exactly.
Yeah.
And notice the soul, the murid, sees itself in the form of the murshid. The ideal self is there, but it's struggling to find its bearings. But here's the most profound part of the interpretation.
What was it?
Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi told him that his soul had already answered that exact question in a different dream on a different date.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that established a fundamental law of dream science in the silsila. Dreams are not isolated events. The information you're looking for might have already been given to you by your own spirit. It creates a scientific method, a way to connect and verify messages from the Lashawar.
That's incredible. It turns it from guesswork into like spiritual data analysis. But to get to that level of clarity, you need to reach some very high spiritual states, wilayat or sainthood.
And Dr. Saab says that requires immense quwwat iradi, willpower. To literally force your dream senses into your waking life, you have to achieve the speed of Laylat al-Qadr. He said it's a 70,000-fold increase in sensory processing speed.
70,000 times. I mean, how is that even possible?
Through incredibly disciplined practice. He mentioned things that push you to the absolute limit, like sleeping no more than 2 hours and 40 minutes. Or the practice of continuous wakefulness, jagging, for 72 or even 90 hours straight.
You're basically forcing the subconscious to break through into the conscious mind out of sheer exhaustion.
It's a method of integration through sheer will, yes. But even that isn't the final stage, and Dr. Saab made this really crucial distinction between dream senses and what he called the senses of death, Maut ke hawas.
He used the example of Hazrat Ali having an arrow removed during prayer.
Right. The common idea is that he was just in a very deep state of focus, using his Raya ke hawas. But Dr. Saab asked his murshid, Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi, about it. He said if it was just the dream state, there would still be some subtle awareness, some reaction, but there was nothing.
What was the answer?
His murshid clarified that this was a higher state, Mauk Kahadas, the senses of death, a complete voluntary severance of consciousness from the body's pain receptors. And in that same discussion, it was confirmed that we don't just have 5 senses, we have 11,495.
11,000. That just changes everything. Which leads to a question a lot of people probably have. If the murshid is so powerful, why doesn't he just step in and stop his disciples from being tricked by, negative forces?
The shayateen.
It's such a critical question, and it's all about free will. Dr. Saab's answer was crystal clear. The murid has to develop themselves. The murshid provides the guidance. He shows you the soft way. He lights the path, but he will not violate your freedom to choose. It's the same law God applied to Adam.
So if you ignore the map, the soft way, he lets you learn by bumping into walls, the hard way.
He has to. He cannot break that divine law of choice. The journey requires your own effort, your own quwwat iradi. The murshid is a guide to your potential, not a manager of your destiny. That really brings it all full circle, doesn't it? The whole thing, from mastering dream senses to understanding movement, it's all about achieving IlmEHuzoori, direct knowledge.
It is.
It's about building the willpower to access all those thousands of senses, to let that pure information from the dream state become as clear as your waking reality. And the biggest challenge as Dr. Sab shows us, is just seeing past the filters and images our own mind creates.
A perfect summary of a lifetime of spiritual teaching.
Well, thank you so much to everyone for listening and for giving us your time. We really hope this discussion was beneficial for you. If you think so, please consider forwarding this to friends who might be interested in spirituality and the Silsile Azemia.
Your sharing really does help the platform get this out to more people.
And if you haven't already, please do subscribe and like the video. We have prayers for all of you. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.